Welcome ladies and gentlemen to my YouTube channel. Hope you are all doing well. My name is Regan. For my returning viewers and also to my new subscribers, I usually appreciate so much for your great support always. So now Kenyans, remember at night kulikuwa na event pale hivyo KICC. Na hiyo event ilikuwa inahusu a certain launch. Walikuwa na launch a certain matatu known as Mood. And don't be surprised because hiyo matatu, the owner of that matatu known as Mood is the son to William Samuel Ruto known as George Ruto. So for now, during yesterday's night launch, we saw many people, especially the youths, wali come out kufanya nini? To celebrate the launch. So Kenyans, there is some things here I want us to talk about. Because tuliona hiyo launch, so many youths wali come out to celebrate the launch. Remember, it was about the vehicle which was being launched yesterday at night. So I want you to see how the people were celebrating and how the people were reacting towards that matatu. Watch this video, then we proceed. But before we proceed, ladies and gentlemen, as we always do, ensure you like the video. If you like the video, you automatically support. And again, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, take a second, hit the subscription button. Otherwise, thank you so much for that subscription. So I want you to watch this video. I want you to watch this video, then we proceed. After I've watched that video now, I want us to talk something here. Remember, the government of the day who are in a look a possible way in order to control this generation known as Gen Z. And for now, remember jana hiyo imekuwa to the launch of the matatu known as the Mood. And the owner of that matatu is known as George Ruto. And he's the son to William Samuel Ruto. So for now, I want us to discuss the first point. The first point is, this government will see this matatu culture as if it has a lot of supporters. And most of these supporters are the Gen Zs. Remember, as I've told you earlier, this government usually looks for an alternative way. Up to now, they are still looking for an alternative way to control this generation known as Gen Z. So for now, I think this government will see what happened yesterday at night, and I think they will start chipping in. Remember that matatu culture, it is very, very possible for the politicians to chip in and start controlling the Gen Zs. Why am I saying like this? Because this government up to now, they are in a desperate position and they are trying to look for an alternative way to control the Gen Zs. And what happened yesterday at night, it is a clear indication that so many Gen Zs loves matatu culture. So up to now, this government, they can sit down and decide to now control the matatu culture. And they can use different investors by bringing in the different matatus with different graffitis and different things. So up to now can clearly tell, that's now the first point, because the government can now chip in into matatu culture and start controlling the youths massively. Because it is clear evidently that yesterday's event, it is already an evidence. Why? Because yesterday we saw so many youths will come out to celebrate what? The launch of that matatu known as Mood. So up to now you can clearly tell, si ati ni furaha tu ati watu wanaona ati walikama watu wengi ati kucelebrate hiyo matatu. No, there is a negative effect of it. A negative effect of it is that the government can show that as a alternative idea to control it, to control the Gen Zs. Another point is this. Another point, William Samuel Ruto can decide to use his son in order to control the Gen Zs. Why? Through the matatu culture again. So through William Samuel Ruto, he can use his son. Why? Because his son has that influence of the matatu culture. So for now, William Samuel Ruto anaweza ona ndio mimi hawanitaki, but kijana yangu wanaweza kubali. Why? Because anaona kijana yake ana launch the vehicles or the matatus, but the GenZs are pulling out massively. So you can clearly tell there is another option whereby William Samuel Ruto can also use his son George Ruto in order to change the minds of this or the GenZs. Remember, this matatu culture is not a bad thing, but now we are talking on the other side, whereby the politician now can use it in order to control the GenZs. Remember, the GenZs loves this thing called matatu culture. And that's why in Nairobi, we have different matatus. We have the opposite, we have the matrix, we have the mood, we have the Baba Yaga, we have the B13. So up to now, can clearly tell these politicians, they can chip in this so-called matatu culture in order to control all these GenZs loving the matatu culture. It is not bad to love the matatu culture. Even me, I love the matatu culture. And that's why I know all those kind of matatus in the CBD. So for now, you can clearly tell other side of this matatu culture. And I have already given you 2 points. The first one is that the politician can use the matatu culture through different investors. The second one, William Samoei Ruto can use his son in order to control the GenZs again through the matatu culture. So up to now, you can clearly tell the two possible ways how this government can chip in this matatu culture in order to control who? To control the GenZs. Remember, up to now, this generation known as the GenZs inapea hii serikali headache, because this government wanajaribu kufanya hii wanapatikana, wanajaribu kufanya hii wanapatikana. And that's why nimekuambia that this government inaweza tumia hii matatu culture ku control who? Control the GenZs. Si ati watu washerekee tu ati yo matatu culture nini. Let us look another side of this matatu culture, because this politician, they usually looks for an alternative way to control the GenZs. Up to now, they are still looking the alternative way. Remember, at that time, they were saying that, yo, let us meet the leader of the GenZs. And the GenZs say that they are leaderless and they are tribeless. So up to now, this government still looks for an alternative way to control this generation known as the GenZs. Si kwa ubaya ati sasa ati tunakemea matatu culture. No, matatu culture is a nice culture. But for now, let us look at the other side, whereby the government can use it to control the GenZs. Because wameona these GenZs wanapenda nini? Wanapenda hii matatu culture. So wanaweza tumia different investors. Hata si ati William Samoei Ruto tena anaweza tumia kijana yake. No, anaweza tumia the different investors to come in and chip in with different matatus, with different graffitis, with different what? Different features. So up to now, let us think outside the box, but around the box. And that's why I now have come out with those 2 points, whereby the government may use different investors to chip in this matatu culture in order to control what? To control the youths. Again, this government may use, especially William Samoei Ruto, may use his son in order to control all this kind of the GenZs. So up to now, you can clearly tell people out there, they are happy that they are in matatu culture. But now, they are not thinking outside the box, but around the box. And that's why I have told you that this government up to now, they are desperate. And they are on their run to look for an alternative way in order to control this generation known as GenZs. So up to now, you can clearly tell what government can use. And one of them is this kind of matatu culture. What's your opinion on this issue of what happened yesterday at night? Drop your opinion at the comment section. Otherwise, thank you so much for great support. Consider subscribing, commenting, liking, and sharing. Let's meet in another video.